Hello, everybody. Xyco back. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful day. I haven't slept all night, so my eye bags are huge. I know, but it's okay. Don't worry. I promise. It's for a good cause. Because I found another very interesting conversation that I would love to share with you guys. Um, I made a new friend, Nazar, and he's happens to be a Muslim. No, I'm not just searching for Muslims, trust me. It just so happens that they have more interesting conversations, and the non Muslims are generally just skipping. Don't ask me why, I don't know. But we had this very, very interesting conversation, and he has a wonderful, wonderful mind. Um, we talked about science and religion and the necessity of both. Um, I feel terrible that I was recording, and of course, as I'm recording, it just my conversations fill up with nothing, 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 and then I get an interesting conversation. So I have an older computer right now. My hard disk was full, so the recording stopped. So I had to delete the initial recording. So the first part of our conversation was sadly deleted. So I just basically, if you see the conversation starting from nowhere, this is why, because I had to rush to delete the other file quickly so I can make enough space on the hard drive in order to you know record again. So I'll have to figure that out. I'm actually secretly hoping that I would start making money from this from my vlogging, from my social media, and if you guys are kind-hearted enough, please offer donations. I do accept, because I really do need actually I need a microphone and a new computer. Again, if no requirements or anything, I'm just I'm just hoping if you want to support. But anyway, interesting conversation, wonderful, way out of the box thinking. Enjoy.
For your way of life, it does not need to be changed ever. Otherwise, it will lose its validity. It will lose its authenticity. Yes,
Uh,
you can change your way of life according to advices, people's suggestion, ethics, or maybe what you think is right and wrong. But the very basic principles
mhm.
should not be changed.
Agreed. I agree. That's why I'm saying because the Rasul they bring new messages, right? And then the Nabi
Yep.
are the minor prophets. They're basically just there to keep reminding you of Allah.
Yeah.
Um, I'll give you an example. You believe in science as well, right? So that's good. You know Nikola Tesla?
Yeah.
The knowledge he had was impossible for that time. I
Oh,
think this is personal belief. I think it was God given. So
true.
because and yeah, Islam actually corroborates this. So um, he wanted to do the perpetual energy. So he was putting posts in the ground, and then he wanted to do energy without cables, right? That was his idea, and people stopped it. But to me, if he gets information, he doesn't speak to Allah. That's different. But the fact that he gets information, new ideas from Allah, that makes him Nabi. You know what I mean? And he was there basically to give us free energy because electricity is invented, so there needs to be a way to handle that. Then you have cars. There needs to be a way to handle that in a religious way, in a God way. So the main message, you're right. Islam so far, I don't again, I don't know what's gonna be in the future. Maybe God will bring an, I don't know. But so far, Islam is the last one, the last main message. But I think small prophets are necessary to keep giving us these smaller,
Um,
not in the
you
sense
know,
of,
in the Quran,
yeah.
Allah specially mentions that the human creation that I have created, it's like the most unique creation, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you were telling me about Nikola Tesla, and I understood it as that he had some sort of divine knowledge, even if he didn't know that if it was
Exactly.
from Allah, he had some divine knowledge. That's why every invention of his came into being, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have another way of putting this, right, and you'll be really amazed to hear
Please.
it. I've always imagined, I mean, I'm really amazed by how human mind works. Imagine this. You know how big the universe is, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video where they try to zoom out from Earth, and then they zoom out to the solar system, and
Mm-hmm.
then they show the
Yeah.
galaxy, then there's so many galaxies,
And
then the
that's
whole.
just a small part. Yeah. We're still.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now just try to imagine the human mind. The human is very tiny creature on earth,
Uh huh.
and his mind was able to imagine what is beyond his reach.
Yeah.
Like, they could imagine, they could picture, they could use graphics to
Mm-hmm.
design, to see, to like make a perception of something they haven't even ever seen. Like,
Exactly.
they traveled, like metaphorically, they
Yeah. Yeah.
traveled out of the solar system, and they, like a camera, they try to show you the whole universe.
Yeah. It's basically like the Hindu religion is saying, right? The ethereal realms.
Yeah,
That's what the yogi are trying to achieve. That's why they meditate, trying to get to that place where
yeah,
all the
it's
knowledge.
like a
Yeah.
out of body
Yeah. Yeah.
experience. Like, your
Yeah.
soul
Yeah.
gets out of the body, it looks at the universe, and then comes back and tells you, look, that's how the universe is.
Yeah.
Now imagine the power of the mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Absolutely.
if
Uh,
this mind was, I mean, if this amazing mind was created, then there has to be a creator. a, a brilliant mind like that can never
100%
be
agreed.
without
One,
a creator.
and this is also always my reasoning to the people who don't believe in God. I tell them it's impossible.
Atheists.
If we are just creatures, we come from monkeys, then we should not be this far ahead. The monkey doesn't want to know about the stars. The monkey doesn't care about the stars. So we should, maybe we care a little bit. Oh, look, there's the sun. Oh, look, there's the moon. But for us to have this inquisitive mind, it has to be from a higher power, something that gave us this drive.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
I I
100% agreed.
I came across a video on YouTube where there was a scientist.
Yeah.
He had done some calculations
Mm-hmm.
about the probabilities of the Big Bang or the universe
Yeah.
forming. The probability was so huge that he was surprised, and he said, this is not possible, that there is no God, because there's the probability of a creation is of the universe is so big that this cannot happen without a creator.
You know what? Just earlier, I had this discussion with somebody who's she called herself agnostic, but I think she's atheist because she says
Okay.
I don't believe in God, I believe in science. I said okay. So this Big Bang, science says nothing comes from nothing, right? So if there was nothing, where does the Big Bang come from? But if there is a God who created God, I said okay. Let me explain it to you scientifically, because atheists always have this stupid question. But I don't want to judge, So I said okay, I'll explain it to you. You know that energy is perpetual, right? Energy has no beginning, no end. It just sometimes, like I explained to her, like a light
Change,
bulb. It's a
changes
circle.
forms.
It
Yeah.
just changes form. Exactly. So I said, God is basically eternal energy with with a conscience, with a thinking energy. Yeah, but how can that be? I said, the reason you're asking this is because you're thinking God like a person. You're thinking small. Now expand that 100 million times, and then you're not even close to understanding God.
Exactly.
And then you can see it loading. But I said, this is what I believe. I said, maybe you can believe what you want. You're an atheist, but this is. But I did notice her mind started working, and she was, I'm too tired. I'm gonna talk to you next time. Okay, go. Because with the moment some people they experience bad things in life, so they don't want to believe. But when you bring them back to God, religion is well, we need religion, because of course that's the prophets giving us the rules. But for now, I said it's not even important. Let her go back to believing in God, and she can go from there. But it did bring her back to, like, she was thinking, I got you. So that's the most
Do,
important.
do, do you see this guy on YouTube, Brian Crux?
No, but I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna look for him. I don't know him.
So,
Please
so
tell me.
this is some Western guy from, like, I don't know, maybe Europe or America. This
Mm-hmm.
guy talks about the creation of universe and etc.
Uh-huh.
So there was another idea where so Islamic scholar was trying to explain to an atheist that you are trying to measure God like he is somewhere within the time, or he is between the time. Like he got created, and then he started creating Earth and universe.
Uh-huh.
Do you even know that the God is out of time? He does not
Yeah.
live in time.
Yeah.
He created time.
Yeah.
And now, when I refer that back to scientific knowledge, what Brian Crux was trying to tell, that the universe is so big that it is like impossible to understand or maybe even find out or figure out what the edge of the universe is,
Yeah,
because
and it probably keeps expanding. That's what they're saying.
yeah, so when the time itself is not able to reach the edge of the
Yeah.
universe, the universe is expanding more than the time.
Yeah.
Like at the
Constantly. Yeah.
like if you say the speed of light is the maximum that anything can travel, so which means it's bounded by time,
Yeah.
and it's measured in light years.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
even light cannot travel faster than the expanding universe, which
Exactly.
means
There has to be
that
something else. Yeah.
there is an energy bigger than the time itself,
That
which
can
means
that
that
can
God is
contain
out
the
of.
universe. Yeah. So it's because it expands, but if it expands, that means that it has some sort of containment that
Yeah,
keeps it from expanding faster. It expands at a
yeah.
certain time. Exactly. Exactly. 100% agreed. And this is,
So
and I love you. I just met you. I love you because I love your mind. And I think people like us are very important, no matter what religion. I think people like us are very important because science is confusing so many people, taking them away from Allah, and I think that's a sin. And it's so stupid because they have,
and people like you and me are very rare,
yeah,
because they do not question their creativity. They do not try to figure out. They're just busy in music and their life and
TikTok. We will
money.
look at doing dances.
Yeah, yeah, but nobody questions their own being. Like,
Yeah,
where did we come from?
yeah.
Where are we going? How we got created? Nobody tries to figure out.
And this is one of the reasons why I chose to not follow religion completely. I again, I take the teaching, but I don't consider myself Muslim Christian, because if you belong to a religion, then you are stuck in that area. And I believe, and I'm not questioning Allah. Allah is above everything, like what we just agreed. So He's above everything. I cannot question that. But the fact that my mind is going outside of any religion, it has to be God given. Because what we agreed, our minds are basically tiny, or it should be. The fact that people like you and I are outside thinkers, it means God is telling us, hey, go and learn. This is for you.
Yeah, because you get this sort of message from within you
Yeah,
that
yeah, it's a
you
drive.
are on a certain search for truth,
Yeah,
and it is this energy and this mind is coming from God Himself.
yeah,
So
that's what I believe.
the way that you're thinking, that you want to keep yourself out of religion until you reach the divine truth,
Hmm.
that's exactly how I was. And let me tell you, even I might be younger than you. You might have more experience,
How old
life
are you, if I
lessons
may
than
ask?
me. I can imagine that. But trust me, if you adopt this mindset that the path that I am on currently has an ending,
Yeah,
and one day I will reach the divine truth. If you adopt this mindset, I can tell you, there are, some people say that you're awakened, your mind is awakened.
hmm,
Let me tell you something. You can never be fully awakened. There
agreed.
are levels of awakening.
Yeah.
You awaken at this level, then this level, then this level, and then if ever somebody gets awakened to the like the highest level, they would lose their mind.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
agree. I agree because I don't think our
so
uh, uh, brain capacity can hold the actual information, all what God
yes.
knows. I agree 100%, and I'm trying to
So
find
so
what I can without
yeah.
while knowing that I can never reach everything. I can never know everything. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. So whenever you know learn new things, or if you're if you will feel it within yourself, there will be a certain sort of sensation. You will feel it
Hmm.
when your level of truth, it upgrades. So keep learning about things. There's no limit to age when it comes to learning.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just try to figure out. And I really wish that your faith in whatever religion, be it Islam or anything, makes you find the divine truth one day, and you feel it
Inshallah.
inside you that it's really strong.
Yeah.
And then I nobody can question it and make me doubt it. And I hope and pray that you would find that
Exactly. 'Cause
sensation within you.
thank you, thank you. Because I'm not against religion again, and everybody claims their religion is the right one. Uh,
Yeah.
Based on my research, all religions are correct because it's a continuation. I
Yeah.
think a lot of it is lost, and Islam may be right that changes were made, so there was a necessity for the next prophet. So based on that, who knows? Because like I said, I was in the Christian religion, and I felt like there was more to know. So I distanced myself from religion first, so I can get a bigger picture, and then eventually, my goal before I die, my goal is to go back. I don't know which religion will be for me, but I think He will show me the right path, because I do want to go back to Allah, and I think He will show. But right now, I choose specifically not to, because the more distance you have, the wider vision you have. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, so it just makes me more aware. It makes me more knowledgeable about everything, and then in the end, hopefully, the closer I get to the truth, because we can never get there, but the closer I get, I hope that narrowness becomes narrow again, and hopefully,
Yeah.
I will find
Exactly.
the one path, and that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do. So it's not denying Allah or any religion. I'll wait for Him to show it to me.
I totally understand what you're
Yeah,
trying to tell
yeah,
me, and
yeah.
understand. There is like a depth of understanding between us. I
Yeah,
really liked
and
it. It
I'm
was
so
really
impressed.
nice talking to you.
I agree, and let me say this: Pakistani generally have this kind of mind. I talked to Pakistani before, and you guys are so knowledgeable about science and religion. I'm like, because I have one of my best friends is Pakistani. He's not very
Right.
religious, but okay. But as a general, I know you guys to be like very brainy. So I'm so impressed, and I'm so happy that I met you.
And I'm happy to talk to you as well. Pakistani actually are really smart people. It's just that they're
Absolutely.
really lazy. That's all. That's
Yeah,
if
it's yeah,
minus
it's
the
a cultural
laziness, they
thing.
can be bigger than America or Russia.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your brains are wonderful. May I know your name, please?
My name is Mazhar.
Mazhar. Nice to meet you, Mazhar.
What
I'm
what
Jibrail.
what's your name?
Jibrail.
Jibrail.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, have fun. I need to sleep now.
Yeah, I'm also going
Have
to
a
sleep.
nice
It's
day.
7 in the morning and I haven't slept all night. All right,
Okay,
brother.
good
Thank you,
luck.
thank you, thank you.
Goodbye.
Salam.
So, what did you think about that? Interesting, right? And I've been saying this, and he actually agrees because all religions have major prophets and minor prophets, and I really believe sincerely that Tesla was a minor prophet. His knowledge had to come from the ethereal realms, from the place where all knowledge is contained, because he was so far ahead of his time that it's impossible. And he actually said, it just comes to me. I just see it, and I just put it in a drawing, and hopefully I make it happen. And to me, this is a true sign of a prophet. He gets visions from up there, and then he puts it. He tries to make it work. Too bad people are not always nice and not very godly when especially when it involves money. So they had to eliminate him, sadly. Thankfully, there are more prophets out there, and they bring so much more knowledge. And I don't want to talk about that because I'm not touching that at all, because I happen to know a few possible prophets. So I'm not gonna go there. You guys are gonna mark me as totally nuts, and they call me Xyco for a reason, but I'm not gonna go there. Not yet, anyway. So I hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for your patience. I know the videos are becoming fairly long, but I think it's necessary. I think it's very important to cover all these topics. So again, as always, thank you. I'll see you on the next one.